Question 13 asks students to describe the various health promotion roles and responsibilities that are adopted by individuals, community groups, schools, non-government organisations and the government. And this question was worth 10 marks, and there are a fair number of lines which students would be expected to fill up. So first of all, what we're looking at here is we need to make sure we include roles and responsibilities. I'll just fix this up while we're here. We need to be concerned with individuals, community groups / schools, non-government organisations and the government. They're the 4 areas that we need to have included in our answer, looking at the roles and responsibilities. We go and have a look at our syllabus. What you'll notice is, for responsibilities for health promotion, individuals, community groups, schools, non-government organisations and government is what our question asks. There's also international organisations. We don't need to have the final one in there because it wasn't asked in our question. We look over to our Learn 2. Describe the various health promotion roles and responsibilities adapted by individuals, groups and governments. That's exactly where our question has come from. We're going to have a look at our sample answer we've got going here. And the first thing that you'll notice is that I've sort of circled this part here and I've written don't need. This would be the old traditional English style introduction, which we don't need, nor have all the students gone and done is rewritten this question and written these words again in there, and it's actually a waste of space. You've got an allocated set amount of lines, let's use them. So where it starts off with an individual, I'd rather that being the first line. So we know we need to cover things such as individuals, community groups / schools, non-government organisations and also the government. When we get to government, we need to break that up into 3 areas: local, state and federal. So first of all, we go through and look at individual has a significant role and responsibility. So using wording from the question gets the marker thinking about what the question was, again, relating to the part from the syllabus. They are able to promote health by caring for oneself and for others. They can do this by creating conditions in the environment that allow them to achieve good health. By doing this, an individual is able to help themselves and help others that are around them. The community groups / schools have a big role and responsibility, again using word from the questions. When it comes to health promotion, they must build the society up into a place where people can have good health. This is done literally by architects, engineers and urban planners who design and create healthy environments to live in. That's a really good aspect there of the community groups working together, and they're the parts we're talking about. It is also done figuratively through the teaching of school children about health through school curriculums, so they grow up with a healthy mindset. So he's covered both community groups with the architects, town planners and engineers, and also looked at schools, talking about the curriculum and what needs to be taught. Through this, the roles and responsibilities of community groups and schools are vital in health promotion. Coming back to what the question's asking us about. The non-government organisations, and in brackets NGOs, and this will be our 3rd area, also have an important role and responsibility in health promotion. Organisations such as the National Heart Foundation, excellent, or could have included the Cancer Council. There's some key parts that need to be included in this part of the answer here. They help reduce illness and find solutions to diseases that cause death. Through the NGOs, so non-government organisations, health can be promoted significantly. The government have a very important role and responsibility at every level, local, state and federal governments. Most all play their part. Is this aspect here? This is where most students really struggle. They just spoke about governments and linked all 3 together. There was no separation of the 3 to go through and include the information that related to each of them. And this student here, what he's done, now I've gone with the red pen underlined local, just so he can give you an example of how he needs to set things out. He did a real good job of setting things out here with the highlighter, but again, the local, the state and the federal, he needed to break that up as well. So local government can do this by providing recreational facilities to increase the health and activities of the community. So state governments, underlined here, must provide a strategical direction for health promotion, excellent wording, so that they are continually moving towards better health. The federal government, again let's underline, must implement new programs such as the school zones that have reduced speeding and also can finance health funds. Through the 3 levels of government, health is promoted significantly. And then down the bottom we just wrote, through the roles and responsibilities of individuals, communities, groups, schools and NGOs and government, health is produced, I think it is there, significantly. What you'll notice is this student got a 9 out of 10, and the reason why he lost his mark would be for me, or he didn't get his mark, is that there wasn't a real clear, in my eyes, a real clear example given here for individual of its role for health promotion. And that's why he got a 9 out of 10. Just looking at some things overall, the setting out by most students in this question was quite good, although a number of boys did fall into this little trap of putting this part in there. You needed to include the 3 levels of government. And as I mentioned to you before, when you got to the part of your answer and you mentioned the government, I was looking for local, state, and federal to be broken up and specifically showing the roles and responsibilities that they have at each level. And that was the difference between the 5, 6, 7s, and 9s and 10s. And you need to include relevant examples, and the one I'll give you up here was, again, the National Heart Foundation, the Cancer Council. These things, they're really good examples of non-government organisations, and that's the sort of terminology and the level of depth that we wanted to see from students with this 10-mark question. Overall, I thought it was done quite well. Most boys did a good effort on this answer, but just a few things that, in particular, government and some examples and some key terminology that impacted on their final mark.